guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and today I am doing my memory keeping spread from the third week in January, and I pulled in the matte gold Wiggle It Wednesday from Scribble Prints Co., and then some champagne gold from Rose Colored Days. And Scribble Prints Co., her gold tends more towards like champagne gold than like her normal gold is more champagne than hot gold or yellow gold. So I did pull in some of her normal gold as well, but the matte gold is like even softer than the regular, so it worked with champagne. And of course I had to pull in like snowflake overlays from Rose Colored Days because I have them in all the colors, including champagne gold, because I'm a crazy person and I freaking love these snowflake headers. I think I've used them like 12 plus times. I was kind of flipping through. I've used them in so many spreads. They've been like my favorite stickers that I've had this year. So I did use date covers, which I don't do very often, but since there isn't a lot of deco in photo kits, I went ahead and just did date covers to fill up the spice. I wasn't sure originally when I was doing this. I was thinking about using silver foil, and I think silver foil could have been really pretty with this, but with the like taupey tan color, I was like, I'll do like the champagne gold. That was sort of, instead of doing a hot gold, I didn't like the way yellow gold looked with this it took me forever. I was very indecisive, and I did goof on the sidebar here. I went back and fixed it, but I think I did that off camera. I accidentally put down, which you'll see like way later, I put down two silver foil stickers, and one of them I switched out and put the gold version in, and then the other one, it was fine to just leave, like have one small spot of silver foil. But I pulled in the white with champagne gold bow, simply gilded washi for the sidebar here. And yeah, I really like how the foil turned out on this one. It's very blue, which I like. I do love blue kits. You guys know that. I'm like the only not pink girl in the planner community. I know there's other people. I think Holly really likes purple. But oh my gosh, I love how this worked out. I had these gold snowflake overlays from something. They came with some Scribble Prints Co. kit, and I can't remember what they came with, or they were individual, I don't remember, but I freaking love how this turned out on the bottom washi. It reminded me of like a camera being in focus on like the snowflakes right in front of the camera, and then you can see all like the white, blurry, fuzzy snowflakes in the back. I love this. I didn't have any winter overlay washi tapes that weren't Christmassy from Girl Boss Anna, and so I found the deco, and I was like, I'm gonna make my own overlay, but with giant deco. So it worked out really well. Yeah, this week was, as all of my weeks have been, I feel like my memory keeping, I'm not going to talk about a lot of the specifics for this week unless there's like something to actually talk about, because I have basically been the most boring person alive for the last couple months. So I have been having more energy the longer I've been on Plaquenil. I'm starting to feel more like myself. Like my lupus symptoms are declining, which is great. But I have really had to focus on keeping a routine and doing the things that need to be done. And that's also really helped just like mental health wise and not feeling so burnt out. And then in addition to that, my goal this year is to read, I have it marked as 125 books on Goodreads, but my like actual secret goal is to read 200 books, because in the next few years, I really want to do committee work for YALSA. And this is like my dry run to see if I can read that much and still do a full-time job. So this is my low stakes way. If I, get halfway through the year and I'm like, I'm burnt out on this, I can't do this, then I know. And there isn't like a pressure or a commitment making me keep going. So that I've been reading a lot. Almost every night I come home and get into bed with a glass of wine or a cup of tea, like after dinner's over, and I'll read for a few hours before I go to bed. It's just a lot of reading. So I've been the most boring person alive, and I mostly mark chores and doing that kind of stuff. Most days I like marking my chores. I'm a homebody, but it makes me feel good. It's like the equivalent of checking something off on a to-do list when I get to put that I went to get groceries or I did my laundry or whatever. It's like all part of the motivation of me doing it is like, if I do this, then I can mark it in my planner. And I like that. So this is where I goofed up and I didn't even think about this being silver foil when I was putting it down, and I end up not using that one. I don't know what I was doing. But I marked on the sidebar here, this was the week of the Snowpocalypse. We got like 1.5 feet of snow, and it was awful, and my car got stuck. And so I had to mark the Snowpocalypse in my sidebar, and then I decided I shouldn't do 2 wonton and a million stickers back to back, so I grabbed this fox and cactus hugging cat couple to mark my 4-year wedding anniversary, and this is where I think I'd already pulled out these silver numbers when I was originally planning on doing silver foil, but I did end up switching this out with a gold number 4 instead of that. But yeah, Joe and I have been married for 4 years, which is crazy, and we've been like dating for 7, like our 7-year dating anniversary is at the end of February, which is just crazy. I can't believe we've been married for 4 years already. But yeah, so this week was just a lot of, like, I would have done more stuff this weekend, but we were snowed in basically on Saturday and Sunday, so I couldn't leave or do anything even if I wanted to. But yeah, so part of my like routine has been, I've been cooking a lot more, but I've been like cooking with my Instant Pot, which I have been obsessed with. So something I've been doing is, like, I have this Skinny Taste like one and done cookbook, and I've been using like alternating between different recipes in there. But the night that I don't cook, because we'll have like leftovers and stuff, or if there's like a morning where I have extra time, I will do all of the ingredient prep and do that separately from cooking. That way I don't, because I feel like that was feeling really overwhelming to me, like to do all the ingredient prep, which if there's a lot of like vegetable chopping, sometimes that could be like 20-25 minutes, and then to also have to like cook all of a sudden and then like clean up afterwards, it's like an hour and a half of cooking instead of, you know, splitting it up. And with the Instant Pot, once you put the lid on and like have it ready to go, you can like walk away from it. So I'll go sit in the living room and read while it's cooking away. But that's been something that's really helped me. Like, I've been in a really good place with like eating healthy and not eating like lots of takeout and that kind of stuff, because I got into a bad habit of eating a lot of fast food and takeout, especially when I wasn't feeling well, because that was something Joe could go get. Joe does not cook. I wouldn't want to eat anything he'd cooked, even if he did cook. He's just not he has no idea what he's doing in the kitchen. I've tried to teach him. He's just not very good with food. So, I was eating a lot of fast food because Joe would go pick that up, and it was low effort, but I was sick of that. So I've been loving my Instant Pot, and then doing, like I said, the prepping the ingredients separately, and also doing like mise en place, where I'll measure out even dry ingredients. I'll put them in little bowls, and set out any of like the dry ingredients, pantry stuff the night before next to the Instant Pot. That way when I come home from work the next day, I can just cook. Like, I don't have to think about everything. Like, all I have to do is turn the Instant Pot on and like dump ingredients, which I really, really like doing, and it's been really successful for me. And then I've had a very strict morning routine where I like wake up, I immediately make my bed, I refill my humidifier, I make my coffee, and while my coffee is brewing, I make my giant green smoothie that I have every morning. And I've also been, over the weekend, all in my Instant Pot, I'll hard boil a bunch of eggs, so I have like a protein to eat, because like I'll drink the green smoothie and I'll feel really full, but then, you know, once I get to work a couple hours later, sometimes I'm hungry, so I'll have a couple hard-boiled eggs with Trader Joe's Everything Bagel seasoning to like give me some protein and tide me over to lunch. And I haven't bought lunch out at all at work in 2019 yet, which is insane. That was the other thing. I was buying lunch almost every day at work, which is so expensive to do. And it's not like great for you either to eat like takeout that often. And so I have been taking leftovers. I've been just really happy with how everything's going, and it just feels good to be like back in a good place where I'm like eating food, I'm making food, I have the energy to do that. I feel healthier and like, I don't know. Oh, this was the day that I played with, I think I figured out the Raspberry Pi situation. Yeah, because the week before I was on vacation and then I stayed home the week before. Yeah, so this was the day I posted about it on Instagram. I'm with my Girls Who Code group. We are working with Raspberry Pis and LEDs, and I helped, I was setting up the wiring. I got everything to work because the group of girls I'm working with are a little bit younger. So for them, it's going to be more about changing the colors and the timing and that kind of stuff. So I was doing all the wiring and everything, and I got it to work, and I was very excited about that. And then Thursday was our wedding anniversary and also my father-in-law's birthday, because my husband, when we booked the venue, did not tell me because he did not remember that January 17th is his dad's birthday. And I do call my father-in-law Dr. Joe because they have the same name. And now I guess my husband's a doctor too, but that's how I differentiate. So Dr. Joe is my father-in-law and just normal Joe is my husband. And I marked here that I was feeling low. I don't think I was feeling anxious or whatever. I don't know. I cannot for the life of me remember why I was feeling this way. This was only a few weeks ago, but I can't remember. I think I was just really, really tired. But, so Thursday, Joe got me flowers. They were really pretty, and I was able to use the flowers from this Scribble Prince Co. Valentine's Day foiled sheet, which was super cute. And then we went to Olive Garden for dinner, and it was actually kind of a disappointing experience, which normally Joe and I both really like Olive Garden, but I think we had a new waitress because she kept forgetting about stuff. She was not bringing us things, and we had a lot of problems, and I think she was new, and because I'd never seen her before. We go to Olive Garden fairly frequently because we both just love Olive Garden salad, and it's close and it's easy. But yeah, it was okay. But afterwards we went to Target, and they had their Valentine's Day stuff out. So we got a giant heart box of chocolates and a bottle of bubbly rosé. I just wrote champagne down. And then we came home, and I think we started watching Sex Ed, but we had chocolate and drank the bubbly, and it was a lot of fun to just get to hang out together. But yeah, we didn't want to do anything super wild and crazy on Thursday just because we had work in the morning and we didn't want to drive super far to anything. But yeah, on Friday, I felt pretty gross from eating all the junk food on Thursday. Because like I said, I've been really good about I haven't been eating a ton of junk food because I've been cooking more. And I could definitely feel all the sodium and sugar and everything on Friday. And my stomach was just not right, which, never fun. But this was the night before the Snowpocalypse, so Joe and I sucked it up and went to Giant Eagle. We did a Giant Eagle date night on Friday. I think we waited a little bit for it to clear out. We went because I think we went, the happy hour, I don't know. So we went at some point on Friday evening, and we did our normal where we get a drink and do our shopping, but it was so crowded because everyone was getting their food because it was really bad. Normally when they talk about snow in Northeast Ohio, it's always they're overestimating, and here it was actually everything was warranted. It was impossible to get out all weekend. But we both were like, oh, we really want pizza. After I was like, I felt gross from eating junk food. But we ordered Papa John's while we were in Giant Eagle. That way we could go on our way home to pick it up. And because we had to wait in line for quite a while to check out since there were so many people. So we called it in, and by the time we got out of the store, our pizza was ready. I've been obsessed with their garlic cheese sticks. They're so good. That's like been my jam. Like, I'll eat one piece of pizza and then just have a bunch of like the cheese sticks because they're delicious. So the Snowpocalypse, I think it started snowing Friday night, and then Saturday there was just so much snow. It was a lot. I did tidy up a bunch on Saturday, and like I went through my makeup and like old shoes and that kind of stuff, and got rid of a bunch of things, which was real nice. But yeah, Saturday was just a really chill day. I know, like, I sound like a grandma, but like being home for the weekend, like having those 2 days to like not do anything, which is part of why we always grocery shop on Friday, but not having to leave my house is really restorative to me, except when I feel like I can't leave my house even if I want to, which caused a lot of anxiety for me on Sunday. I'm gonna just start telling my Sunday story now because it takes a while. So my nails, normally I can go 3 weeks with dip, but I'd been really rough on my nails, and they were like chipping already, and so I was gonna go get my nails done originally I was gonna get them done on Saturday, but then it was snowing so much I was like, okay, I'll go on Sunday. And when I went to go leave on Sunday, even though we'd shoveled our driveway, there was like a chunk of ice stuff from the snowplow that was like hard, whatever, my undercarriage got stuck on all of like the stuff from the snowplow right outside my driveway, and I got completely stuck. And I had to go across the street and ask my neighbor. Well, there was a woman who was like out for a walk and she was trying to help me. And then I went across the street and asked my neighbor, and he came out, and then his middle school son came out, and then another neighbor came out. It took like 45 minutes. I felt so embarrassed. Needless to say, I did not go get my nails done, but that coupled with like when I have the option to leave my house and I choose not to, it feels restorative. But when I want to leave my house and I can't, it feels very anxiety producing. And I was home alone because Joe was on call on Sunday, and he has a 4-wheel drive car, so he was able to get out, but my sedan did not get out. And I was just feeling very anxious about being stuck. I did, it was just, and being home alone, and it was so cold outside, and like the wind was just blowing, and it felt very isolating to like know I was home alone and not be able to leave even if I wanted to. Was very, very stressful for me. And I originally had put down a nail polish from a multicolor sheet, and then I remembered that photo kits have 2 of those nail polish things, so I put the other one back on the multicolor sheet and put this one from the kit in because it matched perfectly. So, but yeah, I think I felt really embarrassed too about my car getting stuck, and then I felt less embarrassed because I saw like multiple other neighbors get their cars stuck or like drove past. It turns out a lot of people got their cars stuck, so it wasn't just me. I felt really, really stupid, and I was beating myself up for like, I should have known better. I shouldn't have even tried to leave, blah, blah, blah. But I did end up baking thank you cookies for my one neighbor across the street. The other guy that came out, I don't even know where he lives. I never really seen him before, but I think my neighbor knew him and asked him to come over and help push the car out. That was eventually, they tried plywood, we tried kitty litter, we ended up having to pour boiling water under my tires to melt some of the snow. I mean, my tires were like on concrete and I still couldn't get out. And then they realized like my undercarriage was stuck, and then they pushed me backwards and we shoveled out all the stuff, and then I was able to like rev it and get up my driveway. So I made them a bunch of cookies and took them over. And yeah, I just had a ton of anxiety the rest of the day. I just like chilled out. I remember sitting on the sofa like wrapped up in a blanket. So I did grab a munchkin from the self-care sheet that has like a bunch of different things, but that was basically me. I think I watched like YouTube or Netflix, I don't even remember. But I just remember feeling really trapped and anxious and stupid, and I was beating myself up over nothing, but it didn't feel like nothing. at the time. Now I'm like, that was really silly of me, but whatever. Anxiety is never irrational. So this is the finished spread, and I am really, really excited about how this turned out. I always get a little nervous before I do a photo kit because of the lack of deco, but I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially that bottom washi and the wiggle and the shine is just perfect. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you in my next video.